Hello everyone, this is Michael Pattern with everythingicafe. Today we'll be reviewing iPhoto, Apple's third app in the iLife series. This app accompanies GarageBand and iMovie, and so let's go ahead and launch it up here. So you can see when you first launch the app, you're going to get this updating photo library screen. Depending on how many pictures you have on your device, this could take anywhere from a few minutes to a few seconds. So let's just let this finish here. Okay, so the import is done of the photos. So basically what this has done is taken my photo albums from my stock photos app, placed them into a similar format here, just maybe the graphics look a little bit different. And so you see across the bottom we have albums, photos, events, and journals. And basically these are just ways of letting you access your photos. So albums, again, has the stock photos app albums. The photos button will take you to your camera roll. So you can see that here. Events need to be synced from iTunes, and I currently don't have any, so I'm not going to spend any time talking about that. And journals are pretty cool, and I will talk about those a little bit going forward. So let's first start, though, over in the albums category. So I'm going to go ahead and just pull up my camera roll, which you can also do from here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up a picture. So, I'll just scroll through. I'll look for one that, might be a good candidate to show some cool stuff that we can do here. So this one should be pretty good. So notice this picture is actually very dark, and normally you can do things like edit this in the regular Photos app and try to do an auto enhance. So let's go ahead and click edit here. So you notice that auto enhance is still here in the bottom left. If I go ahead and click that, it's going to do that same magic that it does over on the stock app, but I don't think it's going to do too much to lighten up the faces here. And you can see that it really didn't. It kind of just changes the colors around. Along with that on the bottom, you can flag the picture, favorite it, or exclude it, and that all has to do with the way iPhoto sees it in things like journals. I'll go into that a little bit later. So if I click on the toolbox on the bottom left, I get a bunch of options that pull up on the bottom. So starting with crop, exposures, colors, brushes, and effects. So let's start with crops. So I'm going to go ahead and crop this picture and make it more, like an up and down picture. I can also tilt it if I want just by going left to right, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that back at 0. And when I'm done cropping, I'll just click on the crop button. Notice that's lit up on the bottom. That lets me know that I made a change in that area. Now on the exposure side, if I'm in portrait mode, you notice I get 4 individual options on the bottom, each that will pull up a slider. White balance, brightness, contrast, and an option button. If I turn the phone into portrait orientation, you can notice all of those have been added to one scroll bar. So I can adjust the brightness from the middle here, making it more bright or less bright. I can adjust the contrast by pulling that in or out, and you can see what that does. And I could do white balance from either end. Very intuitive, very easy to use, and the results are actually awesome. I can click and hold on the picture, and this lets me drag down, right or left, those kind of things, and that also will change the way the picture is seen on the bottom. If I go back, I have my color swatch here. This lets me make blues bluer, greens greener, white balance is correct, and overall color. On the brushes side of things, this is where the real power, I believe, comes in with iPhoto. All of these brushes do an amazing job at their individual responsibilities. So if I click on something like lighten, I can go ahead and just kind of scrub the faces here for a little bit. And what you'll notice is those faces are instantly better, and this picture is much improved. And I can go ahead and do the same thing on the rest of the picture just to kind of tie it in. So now we actually have a picture where we can see the faces. If I want to darken, I can do that, and maybe I want to darken the background here. And so you can see it's doing that kind of effect there. Okay. And the effects button. I'll get a bunch of swatches. Each one of these gives me a vast kind of area of effects. So let's say I just click on one of them, and you'll see as I click, left to right, the effect will change. All right. So that's really the options. Real high level, real quick kind of overview. Up at the top, you could share, get some information. So let me show you that first. So this is saying, do you want to allow location lookup? And I'm going to hit allow. So you can see this picture when it was taken, how big the picture is, the size, file size of the picture, what kind of picture it is, all those kind of things are here. And I can even click on a map and it'll tell me exactly where, which is very cool. Okay. So if I go ahead and click on the share button, you'll see I have a whole bunch of options. There's the normal things like camera roll, iTunes, Flickr, Twitter, Facebook, printing. These are kind of things we've seen before in the regular Photos app. But another cool feature now is Beam. So if I go ahead and hit Beam, I've only selected this one picture. I can go ahead and enable the include photo location in the settings for iPhoto, and that will actually let me beam photos from here to my iPad or my other iPhone or my Mac. Any of those options are available. That's a pretty cool option there. Okay. Okay, so if I cancel out of there, I'm going to go back here, and now you can see that that photo is actually saved. So if I finish editing it, all my changes are made. I can zoom in and out, and yeah, basically this is a super powerful photo editing tool. Let me go over into journals now. So you can see I've already created a bunch of journals, and I'll pull one of those up just so you can see what it looks like. Journals actually lets you choose from all of your photos, and you can either select individually a bunch, a range, or maybe an entire album, and you basically just hit create photo album. Journal, and you'll see what it'll do here. It will organize your pictures into this very cool looking layout. So just give it a second while it's loading all these pictures. And what's really cool about this is you can publish it up to the iCloud and then share that link with friends, family, whoever you want. And they can see this on any iDevice or on a computer, PC or Mac. It's basically just at a website, and they can pull up all these pictures. So super easy, very quick, and Apple has taken the guesswork out of how you want to present your pictures. This is a great way to do that. So let's say I want to create a photo journal. So I'm in one of my albums here. You can see there's 35 pictures. All I have to do is click on the share button, click journal. I'm going to click all here. And, this is a new journal. I'll just type, let's type test journal. Okay. I can then select what kind of pages I want. So you'll see that here in a second. So cotton, border, all these different options. I'm going to go ahead and choose denim. And then I'm going to just hit create journal at the bottom. So one of the amazing things about this is how fast it actually works. So you can see it's taken those 35 pictures, it's created this test journal, and there they are already formatted in a very cool view. I can go ahead and click on these to see them, or to edit the journal, I just hit edit on the top. Oops. Okay. And I can drag a picture, I can make it bigger, add captions, I can pan up and down to center it how I want. It's a very cool feature there. And then when I'm done, I can hit iCloud, publish to iCloud, and what you'll see is this will generate the images, publish them to the link like I said, and then you can share that link with any friends. I cancel this. So that is basically iPhoto at a high level. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Because this app has so much in it, it's so capable of making good pictures great and great pictures amazing. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 10 out of 10, and I highly recommend for $4.99 that everyone who's even minorly interested in photo editing and playing with your photos, that you go ahead and download this too. Alright, we'll see you next time.